In this video, I'll show you how to make a YouTube thumbnail on iPhone using our top recommended thumbnail design apps right now from end to end, including how to add it to YouTube when you're done. Hey, it's Justin Brown here from Primal Video, where we help you grow an audience and scale your revenue with online video. If you're new here, make sure you click that subscribe button, and all the links to everything we mentioned in this video, you can find linked in the description box below. So let's jump into it. iPhones are an amazing tool for video creation. You can shoot, edit, and upload your videos all on your iPhone. And with some simple thumbnail design apps, you can get an awesome thumbnail created right on that iPhone as well. So right now, we're gonna walk through that whole process from designing a custom thumbnail for your new video to thumbnail upload in the YouTube app, all on your iPhone or iPad. Okay, so starting off with the apps, there is a lot of different options out there for apps, and we have tried and tested an absolute ton of them. But my top pick right now goes to Phonto. This is an amazing app with lots of features and lots of control in there, and also it makes it really easy for you to create your thumbnails too. Now, just before we jump over into the app, the first thing that we'll need to do is to capture some sort of photo or image that we can use in our thumbnail creation. So if you've seen any of our other Primal Video thumbnails, you'll know that there is a photo of me on pretty much all of them, and I'm either smiling or pointing or pulling some silly face or holding up a product or a tool that we're going to be mentioning that's related to that video. So there's two main reasons that we do that. The first one is to try and grab people's attention with our thumbnails by having me on there pulling a silly face or pointing at something, but also to build a level of consistency or familiarity in the branding. So all of our thumbnail images will have me on them. They'll also have some sort of text, 3 to 5 words usually, and really big bold text. And if we're mentioning any sort of product or service or company, then we'll usually include an image or a graphic related to that to help people understand that this video is the one for them to click on. So you'll need to grab a photo first, and for me, I actually do it while I'm filming my video. So at the end of recording the videos, I'll leave the camera recording and I'll just move over to the side just so I'm on the edge of the shot, and I'll be smiling and pointing and pulling silly faces and those sorts of things, just to give us some options when we get to creating our thumbnails, so we've not just got one option and trying to make that work. Okay, so here we are in Phonto. This is what you'll see when you first open up the app. So what you're gonna do is come down to the camera down the bottom and select plain images. Now from here, just select the white box in the top right-hand corner. Come up to the top where it's got the image size, 2048 by 2048. Press on that. And we're gonna go custom, and we're gonna type in 1920 by 1080. Is our size for our YouTube thumbnail. Now straight away down the bottom here, you can add a color. Now obviously we're starting with white here, but you can change the color down the bottom by pressing on color. So you can just pick the main color that you want your thumbnail to be based or built upon, or you can even create some simple gradients or effects in here by selecting multiple colors. So let's say for the first color here, we're going to go a lighter purple. The next color across here, we might choose darker purple, and then the third color here might go more of a light blue color. And we're going to adjust the sliders and things down the bottom here to customize this up. And if we press up at the top where it says vertical, then we can change how this is going to look. So at the moment we've got a vertical gradient. We can switch it to a horizontal gradient, so it's brighter on one side, darker on the other. There's just some simple tools and settings in here that you can use to create some pretty cool background effects before we even get into creating our actual thumbnail image. Okay, so something like that will work for this thumbnail. So we'll just hit apply to save that. And then we want to hit the share button in the top right-hand corner, and let's choose use. So you can see our work area or our canvas area now for our thumbnail is that colored section. The black area around the outside, that's just workspace where you can put text or graphics, but only anything inside of that rectangle area is what's going to save out as your thumbnail image. Okay, so we're going to go ahead now and add some text in. So just tap anywhere on the black area, and then let's go add text. So we're going to type in thumbnail, and we'll hit done. We have the word thumbnail. We can pick it up, we can move it around. If we tap on it, we get this little menu that pops up. So we can edit the text, what it says. We can change the size, the font, the tilt or the rotation of it, adjust the styling. We can get some granular movement under move. If we swipe across, we've got some more settings and things in here as well. So let's jump across to font. You will want to make sure that the fonts that you are using are the ones that match your branding. So for us, we've got Oswald Bold here because that's what we use for all of our Primal Video thumbnails. So we can select that. Next, we'll come across to style, and we'll add a background color on this. So I'm going to go to background, and I'm going to choose a dark gray, and you can see that we've now got a box around the outside of our text. Now if we want to customize up this background, we can come down the bottom here. You can see we can adjust the width of that box, we can adjust the height of that box, so I might make it a little bit taller there, and then we can hit done. So we have one word in, thumbnail. Now instead of just creating the next set of text again from scratch, we can actually just duplicate this one that we've created. So I'll press on that, swipe across, and just press duplicate, and we now have a second version of it. Let's move that across here, and let's go text, remove that one, and let's go on iPhone. And we'll hit done. So you can see it's the exact same style as the first one we created. So let's change the background color on this one. So let's just go to style, background. Now with the colors, we can manually adjust the colors here using these sliders. Or if you come up to the little menu button next to the red colors there, then you can actually save your preset colors for your branding in here. So you can see we've got Primal Video Blue there. Or if we hit the little edit button, you can actually key in the hex value or the RGB values for a specific color. So I'm just going to go ahead and select our Primal Video Blue for that one and hit done. And we'll duplicate this one more time with the duplicate button, and we'll edit the text, and let's write updated with an exclamation mark so everyone knows we're serious, and hit done. So now for this one, let's change the background color. So we'll go to style, background, and let's make the background red. Maybe we'll make it a bit brighter red, and that's looking pretty good. We'll hit done on that one. Okay, so we've got three main pieces of text in here. They're all on individual layers. We can pick them up, we can move them around, we can move them off the thumbnail for now if we want to, while we're getting all the graphics and things in that we want to use. But that's how easy it is to add in some text. Now, because we are talking about YouTube thumbnails here, then we will likely want to bring in the YouTube logo. So I'm going to go across now to my web browser and grab a logo. So let's search for YouTube logo. Now here I'd normally just go to images, find the image that I want to use, normally from something like Wikipedia, so that you are actually able to use this image in most cases in your own thumbnail image. But in this case, if we come back over to all, and we scroll down a little bit, then YouTube actually does provide their brand resources, their logos and things for people to use. Now it does say on this page, while this page is here to get you started, all uses need to be approved by YouTube. I think in this case where we're creating a video or a tutorial for YouTube that's only going to YouTube, we should be pretty fine using their logo in this. But obviously take that into consideration for your own thumbnails and any graphics you are creating. So I'm going to download here this version of their logo. Once that's done, I'll go back over to Phonto, hit the menu button down the bottom left-hand corner, and let's go add image. Go through and find that one. It's this one up here, and hit done. And we now have the YouTube logo in there as well. So let's start to lay these out where we'd like them. Let's make this a bit bigger. Tap on it. Let's go size, and let's scale that up. So let's go YouTube, thumbnail on iPhone, updated. Now for this updated here, maybe we can make that text a little bit smaller. So let's go size, and let's hit the little minus button here to drop that down in size. It's not as important compared to the rest of the text. And we also might want to add a little bit of angle to it, just so it stands out a bit more. So we'll tilt that down a little bit, and now let's pick it up and move it back in here. So we can move things around here just to get them looking the way that we might like for now. And the next thing we're going to do is to bring in the photo that we took while we were filming to be used in this image. So I'm going to go to the menu, let's go to add image, and let's bring in that photo. Now if you want to crop or adjust this image, it does need to be done here before you actually hit done and bring it into your project. So we're just going to hit on the little square down the bottom, and I'm going to adjust this slider because I still want it to come in as widescreen, so you can adjust the crop here. And then we can use the pinch to zoom on the image, and we can reposition it to where we'd like it. So I'm going to move myself off to the left-hand side so that I can have text on the right-hand side. So I'm just moving it around to where I think it might look good. Now we can come back and readjust or re-import this if we need to, but that's looking pretty good. I'm going to go done. It does come in really, really small once again. So we want to select on it. Let's go to size, and let's scale this up. Let's position it on our thumbnail image here. Now you might have noticed that the YouTube logo has now disappeared. We just need to move this out of the way to select on that. And when you tap on it, it actually brings it back on top of our image here. So let's move our image back into position here, maybe somewhere around there. And now that that's in, we can readjust any of our text to move it around so that it makes sense and so that it looks good for this image. So that's looking pretty good, but we haven't finished yet. But one question that we do get asked quite a lot is how can we remove the background from our images, or how do we cut ourselves out of the background to have a transparent image? I will show you that. There is a time code on screen now. Jump forward to that time if you want to see that process, but we will be there really, really soon. I'll just show you how you can finish this off and make this look a little bit better so that we can still read that YouTube text there on screen. Okay, so what I'll probably do in this case then is come down to menu and add in another item, and let's choose a box. So it's just a square box, select that. We can adjust the color of it if we'd like to, but for now let's just adjust the size. So we'll probably make it a little bit wider. We'll definitely make it higher, maybe a little bit wider again. And what we want to do is position this up behind here. Again, we want to tap on that YouTube logo to bring it back to the front. We want to position it off to the side here, but not just as a hard angle like that or a hard block like that. Probably position it around here. Let's tap on it. Let's go to tilt, and let's put a little bit of an angle on this just to break it up a bit more. And the other thing I would probably do here as well is to tap on that, and under color, down the bottom is alpha, which is the level of transparency. So we can actually fade this out a bit so that we're still able to see some of the background through it. So maybe let's try 0.8, and maybe we'll make this a bit darker blue. See what that looks like. And we'll select our YouTube logo to bring it back to the top. Okay, so you can get pretty creative with this, but you can see already that we're starting to create something that's looking pretty decent. Okay, so let's get rid of this image here, and I will show you how to do the background removal. Let's just go remove. Let's just leave our image here as it currently is. Now, to remove the background from our image, we will need to use a different app. The easiest one I've found that is free is called Eraser, and there'll be a link to that down in the description as well. So when you open up Eraser, you want to come up to the top left-hand corner to add in an image. We'll go find our image. Now we want to crop this down just by selecting crop, just to the areas that we actually want to use. Now there's preset crops down here that you can use, or you can press free, which means you can just grab these arrows here and reposition the crop area. So let's put this to here. Maybe we'll crop down the top as well. Any areas that you're not going to use in your end product, you can crop out straight away. So we go done. Now this is where we get to the background removal. So you want to come over here then to erase. There's a few different tools in here to do this. If you've got a lot of similar colors in the background, like a green screen, white screen, blue screen, then you can just come across to target color and tap on the area that you want to remove and let it go. And it's going to do a pretty good job at removing, in our case, a lot of the walls in the background. So that's color. You can also use target area. Same sort of thing, press target area, and let's position it up here. Let's tap on the screen. Let's try and get rid of this dark color here in this area. When we let go of it, it's removed a lot of stuff. Now we can adjust the threshold here with this slider, and you can see that we're able to bring some of that stuff back. So don't be afraid to try a couple of different options. There is an undo button at the top here. Those are the two main tools that you can use, but the third one here that you may need to use is just the general eraser tool, which is down the bottom left-hand corner. So how that works is you tap on the screen and you'll get two circles that appear. The little one is where you actually touch with your finger, and the big circle is the area that gets removed. So you can see if I draw over this section here, we've now removed half of my head. So let's undo that. So the idea here is that you're tapping on that small circle and you're pulling it down, but you are erasing everything that is touched by or covered by that bigger circle. Now in this case here, we're down here, I can't move across anymore, I can't move down anymore without removing too much of my shoulder, so we will need to adjust the width to make that area smaller. Then we just keep coming down here and we're just manually removing the areas that we don't want. Now you actually don't need to be too accurate with this, because if you do make a mistake, let's say we drew in here, we can then come back to restore, and we can restore that section back in just by drawing it back in. Let's go back to eraser. And there's also a setting in here to smooth the edges, which means that you don't need to get them 100% accurate, because you can soften them to still make them look good. Now you can also pinch to zoom on here if you want to get a higher level of accuracy, and then keep drawing around to remove your background. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. We're going to hit done. Okay, so from there you can come across to adjust. Now this is where you can add any of that smoothness in. You see you don't need to add too much, so probably only one we're going to add on this one, and hit the tick. But you can also adjust the colors in this shot here too. So we can come across and adjust the exposure, maybe make it a little bit brighter and hit the tick. Once we're done with that, you can hit the cross down the bottom. We can come up to share. And you do want to make sure that you are exporting here to a PNG transparent file at the maximum resolution, and then hit save down the bottom, hit yes. Now you want to go back across to Phonto, down to menu, add image, and go and select your image there, press done. And once again, we're going to make it bigger. And now we have an image in there with the background removed. Maybe we'll scale it back down a little bit. Okay, so now that we've got the cutout in there, I'm actually going to remove this color block here. Let's move me back across a little bit. Let's go ahead and add in a couple of other images down the bottom here related to this video. So for this, I want to head over to our YouTube channel, just using the Chrome browser app for this. I just want to take a screenshot of some of our images here that we can use inside of our thumbnail. So take a screenshot now. Let's tap on that to bring it up. Let's go ahead and crop this down. I'm going to come up here to done and go save to photos. And let's take another screenshot here. Again, let's tap on that while it's still on screen. Let's crop this down for the next one here. And let's hit done and save to photos. Now let's go back to Phonto. Let's add in an image. Let's select one of our thumbnail images there. Now these are pretty low quality, but that doesn't matter too much because they're only going to be small on our image here. And let's add in the other one as well. Let's pick the other one. Position it down here. Now let's select on one of these. Let's go size. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Let's select it again. Let's go tilt and maybe just put a little bit of angle on it. Move it across a bit more. Likewise with the next one here. Size. Let's take it down a little bit. Let's move it across. Put it on top of the other one there. And maybe we'll angle this one back the other way a bit. Something like that looks pretty good. So when we're done, all we need to do is hit the share button down the bottom right hand corner. Let's go to save project first so that we're saving it here inside of Phonto in case we want to come back and make further adjustments to it. We're going to come back down to share and let's choose save image. And the file is now saved on our phone. Now to upload this to our YouTube video, all we need to do is open up the YouTube Studio app, go over to videos. Let's select our video here that doesn't have a thumbnail image on it. World's best video. We want to hit the little edit button there. And you can see we've got a little edit button on our thumbnail image there. So we press on that. We can then select our custom thumbnail. Pick the image that we've just created. Press select and then save. And that thumbnail image is now live on our YouTube video. So now that you know how to make your thumbnail on your iPhone, if you are interested in diving in a little bit more around the thumbnail strategy and what's going to help you get the clicks and the different elements and those sorts of things that you can use, then check out the video linked on screen where we go a little deeper on this stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.